Hello everybody. Today, as you've probably seen on Godzilla Gets Out of Debt, this guy popped up in a short animation. So usually I will wait until a figure actually appears in the animation before I review it, but I'm going to start breaking that chain. But anyway, into the review. Today, you'll be reviewing the Jurassic World Velociraptor. Now, I bought this guy at GameStop. He was basically 30 bucks. It's a pretty cheap little figure, and I think it's actually pretty good. So, let's go over everything about it. First of all, we'll go over paint job. If you look at it, it's not terrible. It's actually pretty realistic, and I do enjoy the nice flesh tone inside the mouth. But I feel like it's all a bit blandish. Just green. While most raptors are at least a bit of brown and green in the movies. But personally, it's not awful. So, the eyes look very nice. The sculpting on this is pretty good. Little bumps on the head. All the little power. It all looks pretty good in my opinion. There's his hand. The underside of his hand looks a bit bland. They could easily do a bit more on that. Also, this part of the arm it really sticks out in my opinion. So, there are definitely some parts on here that need a bit of work. But it's not a bad toy, or a figure. I'm gonna say toy because I don't know, that's what I think. But it's obviously not meant for kids. Actually, no, this one's pretty good. This is the Jurassic World Toys version of the Velociraptor. So, there's the teeth for it. So, I think that's good enough for the paint job. Looks pretty good. I'd give it at least a 7. Definitely needs a bit of work on certain parts, but they're not too noticeable. Let's get into the rest of it. The articulation. First of all, his mouth, the top part of his top jaw can go up that far, and his bottom jaw can go down that far, creating a pretty wide gap, wide mouth opening part, which looks pretty good in my opinion. He has a ball joint right here. You can look down that far. Well, he also has the ball joint right here, so he can look down that far, up that far. That's pretty good. So, he has, his body is basically one big part, but he's got a swivel joint here and a elbow joint right there, a hinge joint, elbow joint right here, and his hand has this also can swivel. Same with this thing, it has a hinge joint and a swivel. His hand, pretty good honestly. Next we'll get into the leg. It has a very limited ball joint, a swivel and hinge, swivel and hinge, swivel and hinge, and a hinge joint at the claw. His tail is just one ball joint, but a really big bendy wire. So, all around, this thing's pretty good for articulation. You can get into some nice, very organic poses. And personally, I do like this figure. I recommend it. So now I think it's about time we get into its accessories. Comes with a stand. As you can see on the bottom, he has a little hole. You stick this peg right there. You hear a little snap. That's a bit hard to get in my opinion, but it usually isn't like that. But it stands up. It's got the thing itself. The stand itself can move. Has a little hinge here. This thing can swivel, and it can go up and down like that. Pretty good. So you can get it to do some pretty decent poses for this guy. So if I just pop that in, you can get him into some really nice poses. So all around, I do actually recommend this figure. 30 bucks for this is not bad. They had some more of these figures. I don't know. They had other versions of Raptors and other characters. I can only find this one. I only have another character I'll review that one later. But personally, this figure's not awful. It's actually pretty good, and I think it's actually one of the best like figures I've seen in a while. For a not very well known company, Jurassic World Toys, it's actually pretty good. So I recommend this one if you're a fan of Jurassic Park films or just a fan of dinosaurs. I'm a fan of both. The nice amber stand looks really nice, and the little Jurassic World logo. Pretty good. I recommend this toy for sure. So I think that'll be it. $30, worth it. Subscribe if you're new. I upload every week, at least every week. Might put a bit of other videos in the middle, but thank you for watching. I'll see you all later.